if I don't deal with the pain that is happening in my life because unforgiveness, it's kind of like taking toilet paper and wrapping it around your hand. So if I just wrap a little bit, I can rip through that and have no problem. But if I keep adding layer upon layer of unforgiveness and all kinds of effects of the unforgiveness, if I keep layering that, and I use the whole roll to wrap my fingers or even to put my wrists together with a whole roll of toilet paper, I wouldn't be able to break through that. And so you need to let go of these things. And sometimes it may be that you're unwrapping one layer at a time and taking that layer away, and then finally you're free of that. And that's part of that journey that we talked about, just taking that one layer at a time. But you don't want to continue to add to the layers. I've seen so many people who were in their 70s and 80s who grasped onto the unforgiveness so much that it had to be affecting their lives in negative ways. I saw it in my mom. She had so much unforgiveness. And the sad thing was, she thought that she was a forgiving person, but she had wrapped all these layers of unforgiveness around each part of her life, even going down to things that happened when she was 5 or 6 years old. I remember when I was in the Army band, and in 1989, we found out we were going to Japan. And I had met a World War II vet, and he had served some in Japan. And so I told him I was going to Japan, and I was excited about that. His face got all contorted in a rage, and he said, "I hate the Japanese." And I was thinking, what a terrible way to live your life. Most of those people that you claim to hate aren't even around anymore. The ones who made the decisions were few in number, just like in our own country. The people in the upper echelons often make the decisions. But he had grown to hate a whole people group based on what some of them did. And another story, I can't think of this guy's name right now, but he was a World War II prisoner of war. And he at first hated the Japanese because of what he had been through. But then he was redeemed by Jesus Christ, and he forgave his captor. And I think it was in the 90s, a guard who had been extremely cruel, unusually cruel, like sought him out for cruelty. That guard, and that guard, Zamperini was his name, the American's name. He and that guard ended up being reconciled and embracing and hugging in their older age. They were probably in their 70s during that time. So don't let the layers of unforgiveness encircle you like toilet paper, because it will become strong and prevent you from being able to break through.